Everyday superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. Today's topic of discussion is in relation to how you engage with a woman's feelings. She sees through the lens and the vibrancy of emotion to a higher degree of us men. That's not to say women aren't logical. Of course, there's a logical degree, but we have two separate brains and two separate lenses as to how we perceive reality. And I'm saying that to say this, right? If you're interested in a woman, or if you want a woman to be, you know, engaged with you, you need to connect with her on an emotional level. She likes her favorite films because they connect with her on an emotional level. She likes, the music she likes because it engages with her on an emotional level. She likes drama because it engages with her on an emotional level, yeah? Some men aren't too fussed on about that, but women like that. They like the feeling of life this emotion provides, yeah? So I'm saying this to say this, right? Now this, this is a red pill. I'm saying don't you be afraid of pissing her off, right? You're not gonna lose her. You're not gonna lose her if you piss her off. You're not gonna lose her if something you say makes her sad. You're not gonna lose her if you have a little fallout. Don't get me wrong, arguments aren't great because you don't want to lower yourself to that frequency by even involving yourself in a dispute with a woman. That's not a, very masculine frame of you, for lack of better terms. But to engage emotionally isn't a bad thing purely as you're going to stimulate her imagination on a more colourful frequency as opposed to making small talk and just nonsense back and forth masculine language. You need to be a little more fruity in your communications with her, yeah? That's not to say you shouldn't make her happy, joyful, surprised. These are all emotions, but, it's quite conflicting the idea that people think, oh no, I'm going to turn her off ever so much if I piss her off. Like, not annoy her, like, get away from me, you creep, annoyed, but more so just like, oh, why did you say that? You've really hurt my feelings. How have you got the power to hurt her feelings? Do you see? She's allowed you that declaration, that dominion upon her being for her to react in such manner to that. You know? I don't think too much of that dress you're wearing today. It's not as good as the one you were wearing the other day. Oh, what do you really mean that? Yeah, it just don't fit you as well. Looks a bit funny. Oh, most men would tell you that stuff like that is going to completely turn a woman off of you, and it's like completely uh, counteractive to what you're intending to do. But the thing being, if you're being honest and you're saying it's not very flattering on you, I feel it's makes your shoulders look broader than mine. Then hey, if you've got to say it, and then when she's getting ready the next day, she'll be thinking about you. When she's looking at a wardrobe, she'll be thinking about you. It'll spark a degree of competitive anxiety for her to look good in relation to other women first and foremost, because she doesn't want to look bad in the crowd as a woman, yeah. But the whole intention is it's indirectly a competition to attain a good man who can provide, who can care, and who can, you know, be the yang to her yin. So don't be worried about it. If you're disagreeing about something, you just say, hey, shut up. Don't talk to me like that, right? If she goes, how beautiful will it be when you come back together? When you say, hey, after you let her have a little cry for a bit, hey, don't you worry about all of that, yeah? It's not that deep. Just don't talk to me like that again. And then you come back together stronger as ever with this emotional tie. You're going through depths and motions that she doesn't experience with other men. And it's not from a position of, being manipulative, even though some can apply it in that way, most definitely. You're quite simply being honest, and you're not holding back when it makes sense to speak and engage like this, because the the tie it's going to create sharing that emotional context. We can be happy all day, yeah, but we can share the entire colourful wheel of emotion as well, which is probably going to be a little more enticing and more, it's going to be like super glue for you both. That's real talk. That's real talk. I'm not saying you have to get involved and like get angry and be crying with her and stuff like that. No, definitely not. But if your words have impact, then it's a real cool thing, because if you can create sadness and anger and shock and despair and all of these fruity things, you can create happiness just as easily, and more than definitely 90% of the emotion you're inflicting is happiness. Through one way or another, maybe in an indirect means. Maybe she's happy to feel alive around you. Oh my God, he makes me feel so anxious. Yeah? Do you know how close the element of anxiety and fear is to sexual arousal? These are the things you need to understand. We frame so many feelings and emotions and reactions in this negative space when it's just part of life and who we are as human beings. They don't necessarily have to be bad. It's just your perspective on them. The idea of being fearful of something is actually quite exciting. The anxiety we feel, is giving me butterflies, right? What did I say about people who they find attractive? It's giving me butterflies. It's the same exact effect. It's just about how you perceive these things. So if it comes to a position where that girl you really like is talking to you like shit, there's nothing wrong with you turning to her and just say, hey, don't you talk to me like that. I'm not going to have any more of that. Hey, just give up. And just leave her gobsmacked for a moment. It doesn't matter if she's annoyed and starts kicking off. If anything, it's to your benefit if she starts kicking off, because you will remain stoic and calm, and you'll be able to acknowledge the emotional intensity she has for you. This is some game. This is some game. This is some game, right? These women play the same card to you, maybe unconsciously. These women know they've got a man wrapped around their finger the moment they start poking at him and getting an emotional reaction out of him. Real talk. Do you know when we talk about shit testing and stuff like that? She'll feel around every once in a while to sort of see where you're at with certain people or certain events or certain times or certain blah-de-blah-de-blah. And if she triggers an emotional reaction out of you, she's going to think, got him. When she gets an argument out of you, she's going to think, got him. She's not going to feel attracted to you. She's going to think, I got this guy wrapped around my finger. She's going to want to find a man who she can't manipulate as easy, because that is a man in his masculine principle who is not phased by the feminine. They can work in harmony and duality, and he can see her for who she is and relate and react accordingly. And not many men do that, so she will perceive him as Superman. Hey, what can I say? Yeah? She does it to you. She tries to piss you off without you even knowing, and you take the bait sometimes. When she's bringing up that fella from work, she consciously might not be aware she's doing it, but she's bringing him up. And then you're saying, why'd you keep talking about that guy? Got him. Alright, he's bothered about this guy. I wonder why. Has this other guy got something that this guy doesn't have? Hey, I don't make the rules, people. That's some game. I'm signing out. Like and subscribe. You know how to do it.